The sun beats down on the murky waters of prehistoric North America. A low mist hangs above the swamp, curling like smoke over a landscape frozen in time. Beneath the surface, a silent predator waits. A creature so massive, so terrifying, that even the largest dinosaurs of its era were not safe. This was Deinosuchus, the terror crocodile, a monster that redefined what it meant to be an apex predator. Unlike the crocodiles we know today, Deinosuchus was not merely a lurking threat in the riverbank shadows. Its very existence challenges our understanding of prehistoric ecosystems. With a length rivaling that of a Tyrannosaurus rex and jaws designed to crush bone, Deinosuchus ruled the waters like a living juggernaut. Every ripple it caused sent a shiver through the swamp, a warning to anything foolish enough to enter its domain. Fossil evidence reveals teeth nearly 8 inches long, shaped to pierce through thick hides and shells. Its enormous skull, broader than a car, could exert bite forces strong enough to crush dinosaurs. The magnitude of this predator was staggering, but the most shocking revelation is how it thrived alongside some of the most fearsome terrestrial predators ever known. Nothing about Deinosuchus was normal, and its story is about to show why. Deinosuchus was first discovered in the late 19th century, but it took decades for paleontologists to grasp the true scale of the beast. Fossils were scattered, isolated teeth, jaw fragments, and massive vertebrae, teasing scientists with glimpses of a creature unlike any other. It wasn't until the 1940s and 1950s that reconstructions began to reveal a crocodilian of gargantuan proportions. Imagine a crocodile the size of a bus, lurking in rivers and estuaries. Its massive jaws, lined with teeth like daggers, could crush shells, bones, and skulls with terrifying ease. Scientists realized that Deinosuchus was no ordinary predator. Its adaptations were extraordinary, and they hinted at an evolutionary arms race unlike anything seen today. Prey animals had to evolve defenses just to survive. Dinosaurs and other large animals that ventured near the water's edge faced an omnipresent danger. But how did such a creature evolve? Crocodiles today are effective, but they are small compared to this prehistoric leviathan. Deinosuchus represents a peak in crocodilian evolution, a time when waterways were dominated by giants, and survival meant being the strongest, the fastest, or the most cautious. Its very bones tell a story of power, endurance, and unrelenting predatory dominance. To understand why Deinosuchus was unlike anything alive today, we must examine its anatomy. Every part of its body was designed for killing. Its skull, over 6 feet long in the largest specimens, was not just massive, it was engineered for destruction. The teeth were thick, conical, and serrated, perfect for puncturing and holding struggling prey. The jaw muscles, anchored to broad crests on its skull, generated one of the strongest bites of any known animal in history. Its body was equally formidable. Deinosuchus could reach lengths of up to 40 feet, nearly twice as long as a modern Nile crocodile. Its muscular tail provided explosive propulsion through water, enabling it to ambush prey with terrifying speed despite its massive size. Bony armor, called osteoderms, covered its back, providing protection against attacks from rival predators. Even the skin of Deinosuchus was adapted to a predator's life, thick, tough, and almost impenetrable, a natural tank in the swamp. But the most extraordinary feature may have been its hunting strategy. Evidence suggests that Deinosuchus could attack both aquatic and terrestrial prey. Large hadrosaurs, ceratopsians, and even smaller theropods may have fallen victim to its ambushes. It could lie in wait beneath the water, almost invisible, then strike with lethal precision. Its combination of size, power, and cunning made it a force that shaped the very ecosystems it inhabited. To grasp the true horror of Deinosuchus, one must imagine the ecosystems it dominated. During the Late Cretaceous, North America was a vast land divided by the western interior seaway, a shallow inland sea stretching from the Arctic to the Gulf of Mexico. Along its shores, rivers and swamps teemed with life, enormous fish, turtles, primitive mammals, and dinosaurs of every shape and size. Deinosuchus ruled these waterways with unmatched authority. Unlike terrestrial predators, it had no competition in the water. Its size alone deterred nearly every other carnivore. Even the fearsome Tyrannosaurus rex-sized theropods that roamed nearby had to respect the edge of the river. Fossil evidence of bite marks on dinosaur bones reveals chilling encounters, massive teeth puncturing leg bones, skull fragments bearing unmistakable signs of crushing power. For Deinosuchus, prey didn't just die, it became part of the ecosystem story, feeding both the predator and the intricate web of life around it. Its presence reshaped evolution itself. Some hadrosaur species developed more cautious behavior near water, while turtles evolved thicker shells. Even the river's fish populations had to adapt to survive a predator that could strike from below without warning. In this world, Deinosuchus was not merely a predator, it was a force of nature, sculpting life itself. The hunting techniques of Deinosuchus remain a subject of fascination. Modern crocodiles are patient hunters, relying on stealth and sudden bursts of speed. Deinosuchus, however, amplified these traits to terrifying extremes. Its enormous size made it a slow walker on land, but in water, it became a silent, invisible stalker. Some paleontologists theorize that it employed death roll tactics, similar to today's crocodiles but on a scale that could dismember a large dinosaur in moments. Teeth interlocked to prevent prey escape, while powerful neck muscles twisted and tore. Fossilized remains of ceratopsians and hadrosaurs often bear deep bite marks that suggest Deinosuchus didn't just hunt for survival, it hunted like an apex terror. Its diet was opportunistic. Deinosuchus likely fed on fish, turtles, smaller crocodilians, and any unwary dinosaur that ventured too close to the water. Recent studies even suggest that it may have scavenged carrion, using its strength to dominate carcasses that smaller predators couldn't access. Each fossil fragment tells a story of violence, patience, and unmatched adaptation. Deinosuchus's teeth were nothing short of weapons of mass destruction. Unlike modern crocodile teeth, which are relatively uniform, Deinosuchus had teeth adapted to withstand extreme stress. The largest, found embedded in fossilized dinosaur bones, are serrated, conical, and capable of piercing the hardest hides. A single bite could shatter bone, crush shells, and immobilize prey instantly. Paleontologists have reconstructed bite forces estimated at 23,000 pounds per square inch, rivaling or exceeding even the T-Rex. Imagine that power concentrated in a single strike from beneath the water, a prehistoric predator engineered to dominate every creature in its path. Osteological studies revealed that its jaw muscles were anchored to reinforced cranial structures, allowing for repeated strikes without fatigue. In essence, Deinosuchus was not just big, it was built for efficiency, endurance, and lethality. Its teeth, combined with massive jaw leverage, made it one of the most dangerous predators to ever exist on Earth. The bones of Deinosuchus are more than mere remnants of a prehistoric giant, they are messages from a time when the Earth was a wilder, more dangerous place. Fossils have been found across North America, from Montana to Texas, revealing that this colossal crocodilian had a vast range and was remarkably adaptable. Each fossil tells a story. Jaw fragments, vertebrae, and teeth paint a picture of a predator built for dominance. Some vertebrae are so massive they resemble small boulders, indicating a tail capable of propelling the beast through water with explosive force. Fossilized bite marks on dinosaur bones suggest epic confrontations, moments frozen in time where life and death met at the edge of a river. Perhaps most fascinating is what the fossils reveal about its growth. Deinosuchus didn't reach its full size quickly, it grew slowly over decades, accumulating mass and power with each passing year. Like modern crocodilians, it may have had indeterminate growth, meaning it continued growing throughout its life. By the time it reached maturity, it had become one of the most fearsome creatures to ever stalk the rivers of the Cretaceous. Deinosuchus was not just large, it was an evolutionary anomaly. Crocodilians had existed for millions of years, but few reached this scale. Its massive size represents a peak of adaptation, a perfect convergence of water, prey availability, and evolutionary opportunity. Its closest relatives were far smaller, more conventional crocodiles, yet Deinosuchus diverged, carving out a niche as the ultimate aquatic predator. Some scientists describe it as a supersized crocodile, a creature that pushed the boundaries of physiology. Its limbs, though relatively short, were strong enough to support brief terrestrial movement, while its tail and spine were optimized for aquatic predation. Interestingly, Deinosuchus demonstrates that evolution does not always follow a linear path. Its existence shows that nature can produce extremes, monsters engineered for survival in ecosystems that were themselves colossal and dangerous. Nothing about this creature was ordinary, and its very anatomy challenges our understanding of what is possible in the crocodilian lineage. Despite its dominance, Deinosuchus was not invincible. Its world was shared with other apex predators, including theropod dinosaurs such as Tyrannosaurus-like species and massive raptors. On land, it may have faced competition when venturing to hunt or scavenge near riverbanks. Yet in the water, it was largely untouchable. Evidence suggests that young Deinosuchus, vulnerable and smaller, may have fallen prey to other predators or even larger adults. Cannibalism has been observed in some crocodilian species, and Deinosuchus may not have been an exception. Survival meant not only being strong but also being cautious, especially in the first decades of life. Furthermore, environmental factors such as fluctuating sea levels, changing river courses, and climate shifts would have created challenges for even the most formidable predator. Deinosuchus thrived in its era, but nothing in nature is permanent. The pressures of the Cretaceous world tested every adaptation, every strategy, and every ounce of predatory skill. Deinosuchus was a creature of stealth and patience. Unlike the noisy, flamboyant predators of the land, it relied on invisibility and surprise. Its eyes and nostrils, positioned on top of its massive head, allowed it to float nearly submerged, scanning for prey while remaining almost entirely hidden. Rivers teemed with unsuspecting victims, turtles basking on logs, small dinosaurs drinking at the water's edge, and schools of fish unaware of the lurking terror below. Deinosuchus could lie motionless for hours, waiting for the perfect moment. Then, with explosive force, it would surge from the water, jaws wide, teeth ready to pierce armor and bone alike. Behavioral studies of modern crocodilians give us clues about Deinosuchus. It likely used ambush tactics, herding prey into the water or taking advantage of river currents to strike. It may have been territorial, marking river stretches as its own domain, driving off rivals and asserting dominance. Its presence shaped not only the food web but also the behavior of every species that shared the water's edge. Even a monster like Deinosuchus had to reproduce. Fossilized evidence and comparisons with modern crocodiles suggest that it built nests along riverbanks, carefully guarding eggs from predators. Some researchers hypothesize that females may have laid dozens of eggs, each potentially giving rise to a new river-dwelling giant. Parental care may have been intense. Modern crocodilians protect their young fiercely, and it's likely Deinosuchus did the same. Juveniles, though small relative to adults, were still formidable compared to other animals, yet they faced threats from other predators and even cannibalistic adults. Growth was slow, but with each year, they edged closer to becoming one of the apex predators of the Cretaceous rivers. Nesting sites along ancient riverbanks may also explain fossil distribution. Many Deinosuchus remains are found near ancient water systems, hinting at population hubs where the species thrived and reproduced. These areas would have been bustling ecosystems, teeming with life and shadowed by the presence of one of Earth's most extraordinary predators. Deinosuchus did not exist in isolation. Its rivers and swamps were shared with hadrosaurs, ceratopsians, ankylosaurs, and even small theropods. Fossil evidence reveals the horrifying truth: dinosaurs were not always safe at the water's edge. Massive bite marks on femurs and vertebrae indicate confrontations that ended violently. Some hadrosaur species developed behaviors to avoid the water, approaching cautiously or in large herds for protection. Ceratopsians may have used their horns and armor defensively, yet against a 40-foot crocodile, few defenses were absolute. Deinosuchus could strike from below, seizing prey in a death grip before they had any chance to flee. Even smaller aquatic animals were part of its diet. Fossilized turtle shells bear unmistakable puncture marks, and giant fish would have been swallowed whole. Its role as a top predator meant that every ripple, every shadow in the water, was dominated by the terror crocodile. In a world of giants, Deinosuchus was both apex and architect, shaping the behavior and evolution of species around it. Despite its power, Deinosuchus did not survive the end of the Cretaceous. Fossil evidence suggests that this colossal predator disappeared around 66 million years ago, during the catastrophic events that also ended the reign of the non-avian dinosaurs. Theories about its extinction are complex. Some scientists argue that changes in sea levels and river systems fragmented its habitat. Others suggest that climate fluctuations reduced the abundance of prey, making survival increasingly difficult for such a massive predator. Unlike smaller, more adaptable crocodilians, Deinosuchus may have been too specialized, too reliant on vast aquatic territories, and too dependent on large prey to endure the upheaval. Yet mysteries remain. Fossil evidence is incomplete, leaving gaps in our understanding of its final years. Were populations isolated in refuges? Did some survive longer than others, hidden in rivers far from human discovery? The silence of the fossil record leaves us with more questions than answers, an enigmatic legacy befitting one of nature's most extraordinary monsters. Deinosuchus is more than a predator from the past, it is a window into evolution, adaptation, and the extremes of life on Earth. Its anatomy, behavior, and dominance illustrate how ecosystems can produce extraordinary forms under the right conditions. Modern crocodilians, though smaller, carry echoes of Deinosuchus's legacy. They share similar hunting strategies, ambush techniques, and reproductive behaviors, reminding us that evolution often preserves successful designs across millions of years. Yet nothing alive today rivals the terror, scale, or ecological impact of the terror crocodile. By studying Deinosuchus, scientists gain insight into predator-prey dynamics, evolutionary innovation, and the pressures of prehistoric ecosystems. Every fossil, every bite mark, every fragment of bone is a story of survival, competition, and adaptation, a narrative that continues to inspire awe and wonder in paleontologists and nature enthusiasts alike. Today, Deinosuchus lives on in imagination, science, and cinematic storytelling. Its sheer scale, ferocity, and dominance remind us of a world where life could reach extremes we can barely comprehend. It represents the ultimate predator, a creature that defies norms, reshapes ecosystems, and challenges our understanding of what is possible in the natural world. Rivers carve through landscapes. As crocodilians hunt in modern swamps, we catch glimpses of its legacy. Deinosuchus was not just a crocodile, it was a force of nature, a living juggernaut, and a reminder that life, in all its forms, is capable of producing the extraordinary. Nothing about Deinosuchus was normal. Its teeth, its size, its hunting prowess, and its dominance over both land and water make it one of the most remarkable predators ever to exist. It is a symbol of nature's power, evolution's ingenuity, and the eternal fascination we have with monsters of the deep past.